everyone, you're watching Eagle Review, West Coast Online panel show. Just a two-person panel. It's Friday night footy, Roachy. Tonight, everyone's fairly excited about it. You're the centre stage of the country. No matter where you are, whether you're at the game, rugged up on the couch, we hope that you're watching it in style. Both teams coming off 2 wins in a row, Roachy, and we're both 3 and 4 with percentage separating. And they both really need a win after slow starts of the year.
Yeah, look, both slow starting sides. North have had a pretty tough fixture, so have we. So both teams are actually good sides, so it's going to be an interesting game Friday night. Coming off a good win over the Lions last week, which was a tough game. Wet conditions, pretty scrappy, but good footy all around.
They've beaten us a couple of times up here, and we know we're going to get a hard 4-quarter effort against them. And we really come up here really wanting to learn about ourselves. We've had a tough start to the year, but we're starting to really work through games, and it's a great result for us.
If I had a hat, I'd be tipping it in this bloke's direction. The skipper reaching 250 games this week. He's just the 6th Eagle in history to do so. It's a hell of a resume. He's a premiership player, 3-time club champion, 4-time All-Australian, including the captaincy last year. He's just a sensational bloke as well, Roachy.
He's a great bloke and a great captain. Taken with pick 11 back in 1999.
Out of Northam?
Out of Northam. And look, it took big guts from the recruiting staff to pick a key defender with the first pick. You don't see it happen very often, but it was a great pick because obviously he has played 250 games and he could be the first West Aussie to get to the 300.
Big shoes to fill with Ash McIntosh as well, being the fullback and handing the reins over very well to Easy McKenzie.
Good effort, and good luck to Glassy in his 250th this week.
Obviously took over the captaincy from Juddy at the end of 07. Vice Captain Beau Waters says just how critical Glass was with that changeover of captaincy.
He was a stalwart in changing our culture and turning into the culture it is today, and for that I'm grateful, and I'm sure that all the young players coming through over the next couple of generations will be quite grateful as well.
Sam Butler and Murray Newman are the only 2 that were unsighted from the training track. Other than that, you've got Waters, Embley, Kerr, Marston all available. Jamie Bennell coming back from his knee. Mark Nikoski, Adam Selwood, everyone's returning, mate.
I know, most notable return is certainly Mark Nikoski. Obviously hasn't played for a long time, almost forgotten about him, but
15 months, mate.
Oh, gee, that's a long time, isn't it? But look, he's coming back this week through the Subiaco reserves, and he hasn't played for Subiaco reserves since 2002 when they won the flag. So it's a long time between drinks there.
Excellent
But
start.
it'd be great to have him back.
Look, going on to the Brisbane game, the 26-point victory, comfortable in the end when they put the foot down with the final 5 minutes to go. There were plenty of good performers on the day. Scotty Selwood finishing with 23 touches and 10 tackles. JK booting 4 in his typical fashion. 3rd in the Coleman, killing it. But I'd hate to harp on it, mate. Nick Natanui really was a match winner.
Well, mate, I told you last week he's my match winner. I'm not going to pick him this week, though, guys, so just wait for that. But look, he's had 15 touches, 29 hit-outs and 2 crucial goals when resting forward. And his minutes were bumped up to about 80. You can see what he does when those minutes are bumped up.
It's not just the stats, though, Roachy. I mean, take a look at this clip here. I mean, check out the time. There's 7:33 left in the 4th. The game is up for grabs. It's tight. And the bounce down is just an easy, no-risk tap just behind him, straight down to Pritter, who sends it basically inside the 450 or to a teammate. So, I mean, they are the crucial ones. Just an easy, have so much control on the ruck to be able to do that. The ball goes in the opposition's 50. You never know how this game ends. It's just these little things that he can control. But, Nick Nass not getting all the attention this week, mate.
No, he's not. The big Mjack door is getting all the attention. He's hit 6 on the weekend, so he's very good. He's from Sudan. First player ever to come out of there to play AFL. And Nick Nat's been copping plenty around the club.
The boys have been calling me Mjack all day, so I'm sick of hearing his name. That's probably the main thing I've been copping about in the gym. They're saying, this guy looks like, and where's your muscles?
Gee, a bit stiff there, I reckon. Have a look at this picture that we found. He looks like a genuine action hero with that rig. I reckon it's a bit rough from the boys.
Yeah, look, it's a bit rough, but it's probably not as rough as Greeny's lid with about a kilo of elastoplast wrapped around it.
You've potted him well there. That's very rough indeed. Moving on, solid defence yet again. Let's spruik a couple of names here. Eric McKenzie was brilliant. Certainly got the better of superstar Jonathan Brown. Limited him to 2 goals, but certainly curbed his influence up around the ground when Brownie tried to get away from the 50. He's played just 84 games, the Big E's. I'm telling you, star in making this bloke. He really is coming along well.
Oh, he is, mate. He's a great defender. He gets the #1 job each week, and he's doing a sensational job. Another fella doing a sensational job is Shannon Hurn. He's had 20 possessions on the weekend, 4 marks and 5 tackles. This is why they have to tag him, all right, because he's so deadly with his penetration. His defensive pressure has been a real improvement this season.
Probably because he's had a bloke hanging off him the whole
Yeah, well,
time.
that's right.
He's right there.
He's always had a bloke right next to him, so he probably doesn't have to defend as hard because the bloke's trying to defend him. But yeah, he's playing very well.
Shannon Hurn was asked during the week whether that was the best game he had played for the club, but Bunga, ever the perfectionist.
No, I don't think so. Cause I think I was had a couple of instances where I was just a bit off in the back line, just with a couple of crumbs. Probably gave my opponent just a little bit too much. So I think I've had a couple of better defensive games, but potentially used the ball a bit more in the first half.
It was guaranteed that West Coast fans had their heart in their mouths late in the first term when big man Dean Cox flew up high for this grab and came down hard, landing on his back and neck. Very awkward, Roachy.
Yeah, look, it was good news though that he's able to come back on the ground, and he's been cleared to play this week, so no worries with big man.
He ended up splitting himself open and coming off the field with a blood rule, and has ended up copping a fine from teammates for basically embarrassing himself.
Yeah, I've copped a bit of flack from it. They don't realise how I can actually knee myself in the eye and split myself open. So lucky I'm the fines master.
Look, I thought it was a little bit stiff, getting a fine, but look, the boys from the radio podcast reckon it wasn't just money that he lost on the weekend.
There was a little bit of worry, but what's actually happened is it's taken about an inch off his nose, the fall, so he's looking a lot better than he actually was before he came down with a crash.
Now it's only 3 inches long.
Eminem, magic moment time. You better lose yourself with the substitute work of Brad Dalziel on the weekend. I can't remember the last time West Coast had a sub that had such a dramatic impact to a result of a game, really. He had 11 disposals and a goal and a crucial setup just before the end of play. For a bloke that's in and out of the team, mate, it was great to see him get a reward for effort.
Yeah, very nice magic moment, Thubber. Now, look, my magic moment's all to Brad Shepherd. All right, he's gone back with the flight here twice in 2 minutes. And the second time he went back, he's filling the hole where Jonathan Brown usually comes into that. Could equal death. So he's done very well to get out of that. What about his first kick there? He shanked it, but then 30 seconds later, or not even 20 seconds later, he's actually kicked a great goal from 50. So great effort there. And then he's turned around to give it the big fist pump. No, couldn't get the fist pump out. He's whacked into a Brisbane player, so that was pretty awkward.
Mate, was it anywhere near as awkward as Smithy kicking his first goal for 2013 against the Lions?
Yeah, mate, it was a great goal, but unfortunately he's rushed the behind there. They're the wrong goal, Smithy.
If you're going to rush it, have a bit of class about it, go straight through the middle. I applaud Smithy.
Yeah, very good.
Excellent work. Bounce down Friday night, centre stage. If you're not pumped, then you're never going to be. Let's have a look at the teams here. Massive ins and outs. We've got 4 superstars coming back. Adam Selwood, Daniel Kerr, Chris Marston, and Vice-Captain Beau Waters. It's looking good, this team, Roachy. Unfortunate ones are Dalziel, Hutchings after his debut, real stiff. Brownie and Smithy all consider themselves unlucky as omissions. What do you think of Hutchings' first game, mate? Didn't disgrace himself by any means.
Look, I thought he was really good, and he scored 84 Dream Team points. So I've been a little bit brash and actually put him straight in my side this week, and then he's been dropped, so I'm going to have to reverse the changes there. But look, he's started really well, and hopefully gets another opportunity later on.
Obviously, the last time we played North was the 96-point thumping at the final here at Patterson Stadium last year. A few factors leading up to this week's game. Andrew Swallow obviously looks like he's touch and go whether he's going to play or not with his knees, going to make the flight over. Lindsay Thomas leading the Coleman, JK third. It's going to be a good battle up forward for both teams. I want match winner for you, Roachy. See if you can be on the money this time. Who's going to be the difference maker in the game?
Well, this time, mate, what do you mean?
Just once in your life, just produce.
Mate, that knew he was pretty good last week. This time, a little bit left field. Sharad Wellingham. Okay, now last week he was a little bit quiet. 16 touches, but that's the second game blues. You often see that where they have a big build-up for round 1 or their first game of the year and they struggle second up. Well, he's third up now and they usually come good. So I'm expecting at least 25 touches from him. He's going to take a little bit of pressure off Andrew Gaff, and I'm expecting the Wings to really dominate this week.
My match winner is going to be the ruck coach, Simon Eastor. Real cool character. He's in charge, obviously, of Nick Nat and Coxy, but also, curbing the influence of inform ruckman Toddy Goldstein. He's second in hit-outs at the moment behind Will Minson. He's averaging 11 touches a game, 3 tackles. He's absolutely on fire. These two need to gang up on him, bash and crash him all around the oval, and give everyone first use and make sure he doesn't get it to his teammates. So,
Well, I would have thought
Simon Eastaugh.
match winner comes from a player, mate. But look,
You think a lot of things.
I'll tell you, if the ruckman do a good job, then what on Eastie?
It's West Coast Indigenous round this week, let's not forget. So there's plenty of things going on at the moment. When you get to the game, there'll be volunteers, few performances out on the ground, past players at the gates, much, much more.
Yep.
Wira went in to talk to some of the players during the week to get them a bit of a G up, and here's what a couple of the stars had to say about the pride playing on Indigenous round.
Being Indigenous and to have a round named after us is very special. We get to represent, our families and our communities back home, and, myself and Lindsay, something we really look forward to.
It's really, it's an honour that, and I thank the AFL for doing it, putting it on, because it's just, I love watching the Indigenous boys play, so yeah, it is an honour.
Well, look, it's going to be a good Friday night. Hopefully the game goes well. I'm back this week for the Swannies this week. Straight back in the league side, so look out East Perth. Could be playing on Carl Morton.
Speaking of being back, David Wirapunda back in football. North Beach third grade amateurs is making his return, so good to have you down at the beach, Pun. Wishing everyone all the best, and especially the Indigenous boys on the weekend. Bit of pride.
Hooroo, till next review.